It's the biggest game of the season so far. I'm excited. Every neutral is excited. Well, barring the fact that Chelsea and Liverpool are playing at the same time. Premier League, Sky Sports, TNT, sort it out. Ridiculous. Absolutely awful scheduling. But it's a massive game. The North London derby at the Emirates Stadium arrives. First of all, in the comment section, let me know who you think is going to win. And the most important question, not the what. I want to know the how and the why. I want to know how you think it will happen and why you believe it will happen. I need to understand this. I'm psyched for this game because Spurs are confident. Fans will always have bravado. They'll always have front. If you're not familiar with the word front, it's bravado. It's almost, even if you're not confident, in these games, people put on a bravado, they put on a front, they pretend they're more confident than they really are. And sometimes Tottenham have more front than Blackpool. It's a seaside reference. Sea fronts. That's what you call them in England. But they really believe. Tottenham genuinely, bona fidely, unadulterated belief that Big Ange Postecoglou has got his team playing well enough to go to the Emirates Stadium for the first time since 2011 and only the second time since the summer of 2006 when Arsenal rode up in the Emirates Stadiums. You're talking about a nigh on 20-year record. They've only won once in the Premier League at the Emirates, and Spurs fans believe their luck is changing on Sunday. And you can see what they're talking about here. James Maddison has come out and stated, if you ask the Arsenal camp, I don't think it's a brilliant time for them to play us because we've started the season so well. The Spurs players are coming out with chest, with front, with confidence. Some may even say a sprinkling of arrogance in there as well. And himself here with some big words when he was questioned about the poor record at the Emirates. And he said, I've never put too much stock on previous records, previous histories, because I certainly wasn't involved in any of those. And some of those players weren't involved. What is more relevant is they are in good form. We are in good form, and we want to go out there and try to play our football against them. And I actually agree with everything Big Andrew said here. History can be overrated. And I think sometimes managers and players allow this to rule them. Fans certainly do. And you'll know how confident the Tottenham fans are 10, 15, 20 minutes into the game, especially if it's still 0-0, especially if they're 1-0 down. What's the atmosphere from them like? Are they still noisy? Is there tension in the air? Are they getting angry? Are they supporting their team in the right way? Fans in the stadium quite quickly into a game will project their true feelings. We saw this Man United versus Brighton. First 15 minutes, fans were up. Players were up. As soon as there was a setback, you heard the tension in the crowd. This can happen to home and or away fans. So I'm very intrigued to see the confidence that Tottenham will come in with. Will this bravado, will this front translate into a genuine performance and belief that they can go to the Emirates for the first time in 13 years and win? I'm intrigued. Do I think they can do it? Of course they can. Of course Spurs can win this game. You are not a football fan. You are talking nonsense if you say it's impossible. It is not. Spurs could win. Arsenal could get a man sent off early. Arsenal could have an off day. Spurs could be absolutely exceptional. They could put in their greatest ever Premier League performance and win the game. All these things are possibilities. But if you're asking me to give an opinion, Arsenal are still clear of Tottenham. And this isn't, as I know many of you are going to say in the comment section already, as you get to 4 minutes and 45 seconds into this video, I know what I'm going to hear from you. I'm going to hear Terry's twerking for Arsenal. Terry won't say a bad word against them. Listen, I've just been praising Spurs there throughout all of this, but I have to speak the truth as I see it. Tottenham have started the season very well indeed. They have started the season very, very well. There is no doubt about that in any way, any shape, or any form. But we have to look at the facts. Arsenal will probably concede in this game, by the way, but Arsenal's home record is absolutely impeccable. And the one thing that Arsenal have improved on hugely this year, is the amount of shots they concede. They're only conceding at home around 8 shots per game. And I want you to let that sink in. That compared to Tottenham, it is around 13. So they're barely conceding chances and opportunities. And if Arsenal were presented with the same level of chances that Man United's and Bournemouth's and Brentford's all had against Tottenham, Arsenal will win this game because Arsenal, in my opinion, overall are more clinical. They've had a slow start to scoring goals so far this season, but that has been down to the deep blue blocks that they've been up against. Like, these back lines have been so deep, they're deeper than the Titanic. I'm telling you, against Arsenal, it's been hard for them to break them down, but they've done it. Spurs will open up far more. This will be more reminiscent of the PSV game. Now, of course, Spurs are a better team, in my opinion, than PSV, so it will be a much tougher test. I don't see Arsenal smashing them 4-0, 5-0, anything along those lines. It will be closer in scoreline, in my opinion. But Arsenal are just clear of them still. Tottenham, in my opinion, if all is fair and equal, Tottenham can't beat them at the Emirates yet. They're not quite ready for that. But this isn't me saying that Spurs haven't improved. I've been so impressed, not just with the style of football from Tottenham, the mannerisms from Postecoglou, the way he talks, his behaviors. I think, and it's very early and I don't want to jump the gun, but I think I've got this guy completely wrong. I've already held my hands up about that. We live and we learn. But Arsenal are so good. And I'm one of these people that I've had a lot of stick for saying Arsenal are a good team. And I've never really understood why. I've never really got why I've had stick for that. And the only reason I've ever really been able to come to is that people are angry that Arsenal are on their way back to the top, and they are. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. They win this game, which I believe they will. It's a better start to the campaign than last year. The only metric that isn't as high as last season will be goals scored. And I think by the end of this game, there'll only be a couple of goals behind, but they'll have significantly improved chances conceded and goals conceded. And that was where Arsenal lost the Premier League title last year. They lost it through conceding too many chances, too many goals. They ended up leaking too much. It's not about their firepower. Now, could an additional striker help this Arsenal team? Extra goals could help everybody. But it was about strengthening the centre and those young defenders improving and going to that next level. And so far this season, they've done that. David Raya is also going to be instrumental. I think he is the new number one, in my opinion. Ramsdale will still get opportunities. I think mountains are being made out of molehills purely because Ramsdale's English. We know what the media can be like in the UK. Raya's improving them. Declan Rice has been absolutely phenomenal. And it's probably going to be the biggest test thus far for Declan Rice in this North London derby up against the informed James Maddison. And I'm very intrigued to see those two go at it, compete against one another. Equally, Basuma for Tottenham has been praised so much this year. He goes up against Odegaard, who, again, many are now saying is the premier, the best, tip of the iceberg, tip-top, mustard attacking midfielder in the Premier League. Those two battles, for me, is where this game will be won and lost. Or maybe a draw. If one nullifies the other or both nullify the attackers, you could end up seeing that. But I think if Tottenham come out on top in that battle, that's where they could win this game. But I believe Arsenal will shine through because I think Arsenal's pair in that centre are better than Tottenham's, although Tottenham's are, of course, very, very good indeed. Saka started this season well, not exceptional, but well. He is going to come alive soon. Could this be the game where he does it? Trossard in brilliant form as well. And for many Arsenal fans, I'll be hoping that Fabio Vieira starts, who I think has been impeccable so far this campaign, proving that he wasn't a flop for that big money investment last summer. It's going to be an enthralling, exciting, exhilarating, and nail-biting game for Arsenal and, of course, Tottenham fans. Neutrals, we can sit back, we can enjoy, we can bask in what will be a festival of football. There will be some clinic displays on show, there's no doubt about it. But as I've already said, and I stand by this, and I mean this, Arsenal at this moment in time are just clear of Tottenham. There is definitely a chance Spurs can win, but I wouldn't put money on it. For me, I'm going for a 3-1 win to Arsenal. I think Spurs will score, but I think the overall quality, the time the core unit and the manager have been together is just going to be too much too soon for Postecoglou's Tottenham team. You can lose well at times, although there are people on social that will say no loss is ever good. They're right in terms of result. And I don't believe this will be a loss that will break or ruin or destroy Tottenham unless they allow it to. It could actually be a building block to better things down the line. But as far as I'm concerned in this game, Arsenal will come out victorious. It will be a better start, of course, after 6 games to this campaign compared to last. Arsenal, I know the title race doesn't start till way later down in the season, but they are already in it as far as I'm concerned because they are an absolute tip-top, world-class team. Do me a favor, leave your comments below, subscribe to the Football Terrace. Take care, goodbye, God bless, and I'll see you all again soon.